seen. He's a Hall of Famer tight end, and that shouldn't have been called, even though he was offsides. It was a sexy play, and it should have counted.
All right, welcome to episode 21. It's been a week. We are here, episode 21. Josh, AJ, Chris, ZBK podcast. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
We're doing
I'm doing
great.
all right.
All right. It's a beautiful Monday. It was a little cold today, but it's a beautiful day to have a podcast. All right. Let's get started. Jump right in. Highlights of the week. Josh, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with your highlight of the week?
Jeez, man. You gotta put me on the spot like that. My highlight
AJ goes first every week. It's your turn.
is the Dodgers acquiring Shohei Ohtani? No, I'm just kidding, bro.
Sorry,
Man,
we're not a
honestly,
baseball
guys-
pod. I need you to talk
No.
actual sports.
Oh man, dude. Honestly, I don't. Nothing. Sports is dual. Honestly, I'm at a low place. I'm at a low place. Nothing is highlighted for me. The Dolphins are doing decent, I guess, unless we lose it to the Titans today. But soccer is in shambles. There's no highlights here. My
All right,
highlight is that Nkunku is getting closer to returning. There you go.
No, did you see he had a setback? Him
Yeah.
and Lavia both
Yeah.
had a mini setback
But he's getting closer and closer.
until he takes another setback.
Those
like
guys
Reece
are literally
James.
cryo frozen.
Just stick him in a tube till next season.
All right, Chris, what is your highlight?
Nah.
Oh,
Was
my highlight of the
United.
week. No, it was the Bucks beating the Falcons. Baker baked. That's my highlight of the week. AJ,
AJ, can you show us a cup presentation there, bro, please?
Oh, the cup presentation. This is a 30th anniversary Jurassic Park cup that I drink water out of every day.
That's awesome, bro. I'm
This-
glad you found a new cup.
Thank you.
that's
All
AJ's
right,
highlight of the week.
what is your highlight, AJ?
That might be the highlight of the week.
Oh, gosh.
Dude, I don't know.
We're all at a loss for highlights of the week.
None of our teams like actually did things this weekend.
Hey, your highlight is that Shohei didn't go to the Yankees.
I guess, but Juan Soto went to the Yankees, so I
Juan
guess
Soto's
it-
trash, bro. That guy's literally a bum.
he'll be fine there.
That's my favorite, dude. We should make a t-shirt that says he'll be fine. All right, well, there you guys have it. The highlights of the week aren't highlighting.
We have lots
Chris-
of
Chris-
lowlights this week.
Chris is the only one that had something that is actually
Yeah.
a highlight.
Even that
AJ
wasn't even a highlight,
like,
bro.
Yeah, that wasn't that great
we
of a
didn't deserve to
highlight.
win that game. Not
United,
deserved.
Arsenal, and Chelsea all lost. It was
Yeah.
tragic.
Let's talk about that.
Oh, I guess my
go ahead, AJ.
highlight is that Newcastle lost 4-1 to Spurs.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
fair.
it's like a double-edged.
It's a double-edged sword because I
because
hate
Spurs
Spurs.
won.
But
Oh,
it's
let's-
fine because they haven't won in like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
Charleston
while.
finally scored.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's just jump right into that. Our in general segment of the week. Josh, we'll just skip your section. We'll let you go last. We'll talk Chelsea after everything else. Let's start with that Spurs Newcastle game. Like AJ said, it was 4-1 Spurs, which is good for them because last season they lost 5-1 to Newcastle. So this was nice for them to get the win. Richarlison scored his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur, and he actually scored 2 in that game. So good for him.
That wasn't his first goal, but it
That's what-
definitely
was it.
no. It was his first goal with his foot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. His first goal with his foot. For
Yeah.
Spurs. Man, what a stat line to be alive for.
Jeez.
4-1 Spurs. Richarlison scored twice. Udogie scored. Human Son scored. I mean, Newcastle look like crap right now. So they've edged out a couple wins recently. Barely winning their games, but I mean they lost 3-0 to Everton on Thursday. Which was an absolute atrocious loss for them. You cannot be losing to Everton if you want to be considered a big club. We won't talk about the other club. We won't talk about the other club that lost to Everton this weekend. But Newcastle losing is a big highlight for all of us because we all hate Newcastle right now.
United played freaking Everton, bro.
We beat them 3-0.
Let me set my
Yeah, and we beat
calendar,
them
bro.
1-0.
Yeah, you're the only person in this podcast whose
Yeah,
team
but
can't beat
they're in
Everton.
form now, okay? So
Look, I literally saw this thing, bro. If they didn't get their 10-point deduction, they'd be ahead of you
They beat
guys.
ahead of you.
They'd
They
be
beat
they
20.
have
They have a
no.
23 points, bro.
Yes, no, but they've literally acquired more points than us this season.
I know. Look, if they didn't get their 10-point deduction, they'd be 3 points off the European places right now.
March
They'd be
9th.
they'd be in 10th place, 3 points behind Newcastle and Brighton, 4 points behind Manchester United for Europe. So
That's
good for
awesome.
Everton, good for Sean Dyche having them playing well. AJ, you guys played Aston Villa this weekend.
Aston Villa, yeah.
1-0 loss, not at your
Gosh,
best.
bro.
Why don't you walk us through your fun times at Arsenal this weekend?
No, there's nothing to talk about. They scored a goal
Bro.
and then they sat. They
Yeah,
stayed
I
parked, bro.
know. I know. They play that stupid high line and we get caught off sides all the time. And like, it's just the one positive, surprisingly, is that Kai Havertz played really well in that game. But like,
Okay,
other
Kai
than
Havertz can
that,
still reach 16,
Hey, no, it's
it's
15.
10.
It's
What's it?
oh
It's
wait, AJ said it
15.
was 10.
Thought it was 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
AJ said 10 the other day when we were hanging out. So
Nah,
we added up. He's at 7 goals and assists right
it's
now.
7, bro.
And he's not even halfway through the year yet. So
let's go, bro. He needs 4 more.
four,
Yeah, I know.
3 or 4 more, and then AJ has to buy the ugly Ben 10 Kai
The
Havertz
Ben 10
jersey.
kit.
All right, well, what else
Uh,
happened? I know there's controversy as well in that game.
there's controversy, but for me, it's not really a controversy. Like the one that's more of a controversy is the penalty shout against Jesus, where Diego Carlos literally like flings his leg through his through Jesus's leg.
Mhm.
But like it's a 50-50 shot. Like I'm not a moaner when it comes to penalty to decisions and stuff like that. Like it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, well, if you're gonna get screwed, I guess like you just got to take what you're given type deal.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's certain ones. Obviously, you look at the monitor and you're like, how the hell did the ref decide that?
Yeah.
You know, but like for the most part, like the decisions that were made in that game weren't like, I mean, yes, they were altering, but like they weren't the worst calls in the world. So
Mhm.
I we just weren't clinical. Like
Yeah.
we just lacked finishing. We looked tired. We didn't look as energetic. Aston Villa's a really good side, and they were playing away.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to Arsenal that we haven't really lost big yet. Knock on wood.
Mhm.
Like every the losses that we've taken have just been like 1-0 away at like two places that are really hard to win, at St. James Park and at Villa Park. So I'm not like super worried, but I'm also like if you want to, like everybody knows, like if you want to win, you got to win. You got to at least draw
You have
those
that.
games.
You have to have
Like
that intensity, bro. That was the
yeah,
thing that was so distinguished right off the like rip in that match.
right. Like
Is
they're
they
just
came
looking to
they they
press.
they came at you right away with
Yeah,
no kind of respect towards your club. Like they were
right,
like, it's not like, oh, this is City. We can't just run at them because they're gonna punish us. They literally ran down your pitch, and that goal they scored was pretty clinical, bro.
right,
Like they just didn't have that, and that's the kind of thing though. Like big teams, like your team is a younger growing team that you guys just have to learn from.
right. And like I'm not super upset. I mean, we're kind of in shaky form by like almost losing to Luton on midweek and scraping out a win. So, I mean, like, you take what you can get. We play PSV midweek, then we play Brighton on the weekend. Hopefully, hopefully PSV gives a chance for the guys to rest since we already clinched top spot, and hopefully they come back against Brighton ready to get some goals in.
Yeah, PSV baby. I can't wait for
Yeah,
Pepe Masterclass.
it doesn't matter that we already got top of the group.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Who did you lose to in your group, AJ? Is it your
Or C
4-0?
lens, or C
Oh,
lens.
that's right.
Yeah,
You
away.
did. You did lose the lens. All
No.
right. Well, I mean, not your best weekend of football, but hey, there's plenty more of the season left for Arsenal. Liverpool beat Palace 2-1 for anybody that cares about that team.
And
Uh,
if you want to talk about teams that
controversy.
VAR go, oh yeah, oh
Hmm.
my goodness, I swear, Liverpool, they get away with so much crap, bro. It's not even funny. And like,
That first half penalty, bro, that they got
it
called,
was even
VAR called it
looked, it
off.
was even looked at or
No,
whatever.
VAR called it off,
Oh, okay.
and then they literally so it got called as a penalty, and then VAR reviewed it and called it a foul in the buildup on when somebody tackled Endo and got the ball back. They had called it a foul, so they get a lot of calls, and then later on in the game, Crystal Palace get a red card or a second yellow. So it was 1-0 then, and then the second yellow, Salah scores, and then Harvey Elliott scored. And probably hit the most cringeworthy celebration I've ever seen. Homie hit like the Dragon Ball Z celebration.
They get the Kamehameha.
I was like, bro, you're a professional footballer. I was like, that looks so cringe. I'm sorry. Like for people that like anime, you probably thought that was cool. I was like, bro, that's like, give me something better. Like, yeah, like celebrations like that, bro. You just beat Crystal Palace, and that's how we're celebrating. Like, just celebrate normally.
Bro.
What?
Celebrate, bro.
No,
I
no.
mean, yeah, if it's like a late winner, like celebrate.
Call me a hater, but there's better celebrations out there, bro.
Oh yeah, my bad. Bruno covering his 1 year.
That's
The
true.
greatest celebration in the world.
Hey man, at least that has meaning behind it. So, Liverpool survived. Man City barely
Also
escaped from
survive.
Luton. Yeah, they barely escaped
Look,
that
I
game.
don't know, but Luton's been barking.
They're
Luton's not
They've been
there.
bad.
barking.
But they
Arsenal,
also have been playing a lot of their games at home. Like that's an advantage for them.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll see what happens in the second half of the season. No Holland for Man City right now. We don't know how long he's going to be out for, but he's got a stress something in his foot.
Stretch fracture in his foot. Pep said he should be ready to play in the World Cup or Club World Cup final or whatever.
When the heck is that?
I don't know.
And I'll tell
He
you
just
what.
said that. He just quoted.
Sorry, that's December 19th against Lyon or the Urawa Red Diamonds.
Yeah, there you go. And
So
we know who they're playing in that game.
nobody.
The Irawa Red Diamond.
They're not playing anybody good in that game. We'll put it that way. So they survived. Luton do look good. I'll give them that. They've grown a lot this season, I think for sure. Started off as the severe underdogs, but now they've taken a point from Liverpool. They almost took a point from City there. So I mean they look like they're waking up. So hopefully that they can keep that up and we can keep Luton in the Premier League because I think it'd be fun for them to stay up. All right, let's talk United and Chelsea now. Midweek, United beat Chelsea 2-1. I think it was probably one of the ugliest games I think I've watched from both sides. It
Rob
was
Sanchez might be the worst goalie in the Premier League right now.
he probably
Actually,
is.
no, I have to watch
Hold on.
David Raya,
Yeah.
bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but I think it was like watching a basketball game, bro. Like we'd go attack your goal, and then you'd come right back down and attack our goal. Then we'd attack your goal a couple of times, then you'd go back and attack our goal. But yet the score is only 2-1. I think both of our teams should have scored at least 5 goals in that game. There was just so many chances created. Ugly game. And then we were at home again to Bournemouth. And I told AJ from the beginning, bro, that when we were looking at the schedule we're in, and it's Chelsea, Bournemouth, Bayern, Liverpool, West Ham, Aston Villa is all our games for the rest of the month, that I knew Bournemouth was an automatic loss already, bro. I looked at the schedule and went, man, we already know a game we're going to lose, and it's going to be Bournemouth at home. And boy, did we lose. We bent over, and Bournemouth smacked us in the butt and said, this is, and they just beat us 3-0. So
Should have
nothing
been
about it.
4-0.
Yeah, it probably could have been 7-0, bro. But hey, it's fine. We have those games, and that's been the story of our season. It's been win a game and look really good, and then the next game come out and get absolutely slaughtered. So not ideal, but there's just a couple instances we should have scored many times in that game. And I feel bad for Rasmus Højlund because Dalot decided to shoot the ball instead of squaring it to an open goal for Højlund. So the rumors are that everybody in that team hates Rasmus Højlund now, so they just won't give him the ball so he can score a goal. But we move on. We play Bayern on tomorrow as we're recording this. Today's Monday. We play them tomorrow, Tuesday. So you'll see us on Thursday after we lose 6-0 at home to Bayern. I have no hope. A bunch of United fans on Twitter are delusional and saying, "Oh, I can't wait to play Bayern Tuesday and we beat them at home." Like, bro, did you not watch the game on Saturday? It's not happening.
How about Liverpool at the weekend?
Dude, I don't even want to watch that game, bro. I really don't.
It's at Anfield, right?
I know it's
Oh,
at
okay.
Anfield. Like, I think we've lost 7-0 and 5-0 there the last 2 years.
7-up,
So
7-up.
Yeah, 7-0.
7 up last year. So this year we're going for 9. So I saw this thing that was like if United lose anywhere between 1 to 4-0, Eric keeps his job. 5 to 7-0, he gets sacked. 8 and up, he keeps his job. So
This is my dream scenario.
Okay.
United just absolutely just keep just absolutely just pooping the bed, and they just lose all these games. Because the thing is, when United and Chelsea are next to each other, I just feel better. You know, they make me feel better about the state of my club. And in the dream world, while United are losing all these games that are hard games, so you know no one's gonna blame them for losing. Chelsea play teams that are garbage, and we should be winning, but we are garbage. But maybe we win these games, and we get to be right next to United again. Also, United are literally 6 points away from City, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
that was our whole thing going into the weekend was we're 3 points off
Yeah,
City. If
3 points off City.
we beat Bournemouth, we'll be tied on points for, and then they play Luton. But then we get absolutely waxed. So this is where, as a United fan, I'm learning like one, like every game is there's no hope. Like you just got to start at the bottom, and if something good happens, then amazing. But like these expectations of we're 3 points off Man City, okay, bro, great. It doesn't mean anything. We're 3 points off City. We have to win a
Yeah,
game, and they have to lose a game, and you can't count on Man City to lose anything.
no.
So the expectations are very low. But we get to a team whose expectations are even lower. I'm not sure it could have gotten any lower, but Wednesday and then Sunday showed us that it can get lower. Josh, the floor is yours, bro. I'm just gonna just
Right.
take the floor.
Chelsea Football Club.
So that brings us to Chelsea FC. Um,
Shambles.
we under Poch at this point in the season have acquired in this like whatever the amount of games is have acquired less points than we did with Graham Potter as our manager.
Actually,
Let that
that's
Yes.
hilarious.
Yeah.
let that
That's
sink in for a
that's
second.
freaking hilarious.
Probably less
Um,
points than freaking Thomas Tuchel at this rate too.
Pochettino has had a preseason. Potter did not. Let that sink in as well.
Hmm.
We sold a lot of players, and we bought a lot of players, and we played United as we already spoke about,
Hmm.
and that was the worst. I mean, I didn't think we. I don't know. I didn't know what to think honestly. We lost 4-1 to Newcastle. We just got slapped. We beat Brighton 3-2, fine, whatever. Then we lost 2-1 to United, and we played Everton and we lost 2-0. I knew we were going to lose that Everton game. I didn't think we were winning. That's why I didn't watch the game because I knew we were going to lose. I'm being serious. I knew we were going to lose that game. Um, and there was an away game for us. It was just we were just going to lose. Um, it's just bad, man. Like Pochettino, I know he's a good manager. Like when he sets up the team well, it's like, oh, Pochettino does know what he's doing. And then it's just like he just wants to be like, actually, you guys, I want you to think that I'm actually not good at managing. And then he says things in the press conference that just blow my mind. He said the boys gave everything. Brother, they must not have much if they gave everything. And then what made me absolutely just mauled after that Newcastle game is this man said maybe it's because we had 1 day less of rest. We played 2 games in a week. The Lord forbid we played 2 games in a week. Poch, brother, we have been competing in Europe for a long time. This is our first season we don't compete in Europe. We're playing one Sunday league game. It feels like I'm watching Sunday league games every single week, once a week. We finally have 2 games in a week, and you're gonna say it's just embarrassing. You're gonna say that maybe we lost because we had one less day of rest. Are you kidding me, bro? That is a shambolic thing to say.
That's a guy who also
Um,
used to play multiple games a week when he was at Spurs.
Yeah.
look, this is
That doesn't make
you guys are
sense.
telling me things I know. Dude, we Oh my gosh, dude. It's just
And
like
you have like
it's
an insane squad of depth. It's not like you have like just a starting 11 and like
our and
Potter.
then this is the thing too. Look, this is the thing too. We preseason, everyone, we were in the honeymoon phase. Everyone was loving each other. We had a stacked squad depth. What happens is the same thing. All this squad depth did was just create more players for us to injure because I don't know what our health department is doing in our team, but I don't think they have degrees in what they're doing. I think our local YMCA here in Ukaipa could probably help keep our players healthier. I'm being serious. Um, we have so many players, and yet we don't know who to put on the field. Connor Gallagher misses a game, and all of a sudden we feel, oh my gosh, I wish Connor Gallagher was playing right now. That should not be how it is, bro. Connor Gallagher. We have Enzo Fernandez, 100 million pounds. We have Caicedo. How much was he? I
100
don't even
million.
remember.
75, or is he close to
He
100
was a
mil?
he
He's
was
like
a hun-
80 or
he was
something.
110. Enzo was 120.
Yeah, okay. Let's put that into perspective. We're over here feeling the loss of Connor Gallagher. I love Connor Gallagher. I don't get me wrong. I love Connor Gallagher. He's a great player.
Costs
He
like
fights for the
15 mil,
team,
bro.
but
He was
that is not how we
yeah.
should be. And then, guess what? Ban Pochettino from press conferences. He demands transfers in January. Okay, I get it, but he demands transfers. This just came out. Chelsea internally have discussed making 2 to 3 signings next month. Fabrizio Romano posted this, bro, on Twitter. We're gonna sign 2 to 3 more players in January. Oh, great, great, dude! I'm so excited to sign 2 to 3 more players in January, dude. You know, we need a striker. Yeah, we always need a striker at Chelsea Football Club because none of the strikers we sign can play striker. Nicholas Jackson looked like an absolute shield of a player. I don't know what he's doing on the pitch. I mean, honestly, I like him, and I told Chris it's not his fault. He's just young. The lack of maturity is just bleeding through our shirts, bro. Like it is just bleeding. Like it's so
True.
blatantly obvious that our team is just too young. And that, I mean, I'm glad Bully is over here in LA signing Shoei for money that I'll never see in my life. I'm glad he's doing that. But like, man, it's just like we in January, if we're not signing players that are old veteran players, then we're not going to do anything this season because they need to sign guys that like can lead a dressing room and lead people on the pitch. We have lack of discipline. We have way too many yellow cards, too many disciplinary problems. Um, I personally, as a player, if I'm hearing my manager say that we gave everything after I know I just put on a poop performance and that maybe it's because we had one, dude, our players should be the best physically shaped players in the Premier League. We should be the best in shape players in the league. We're playing one game a week and we can't play. Like, we're losing 2-0 to Everton, bro. Everton, yes, Everton have been good, but oh my gosh, if we lose to Sheffield United, I'm not speaking about this club until we win 3 games in a row.
Josh,
I
you
don't
gonna
want to
talk about
speak
the
about
the
them.
goalie substitution?
Yeah, that was the
What goalie
greatest moment of your
substitution,
life.
bro?
They took
No.
off Sanchez for Petrovic, bro.
Benjamin.
It's Petrovic's
Rob
season, bro.
Sanchez, the greatest
I'm be honest,
greatest
I didn't even know
signing.
that happened, guys, because
Oh,
I didn't even. Yeah, I see it now.
yeah,
And Rob Sanchez had a
you saw that.
7.4 rating on FotMob.
He
Yeah,
gets subbed out.
Petrovic on. It's his time.
No,
I just don't know what to say, man. If we lose to Sheffield, that's it, dude. I don't
is it
want
at
to.
home or is it away?
It's home, and then
Okay,
we play Newcastle
at
again.
home.
So at home, but that's
Uh,
great, and can't wait for them to
That's
embarrass
the
us
FA
in the
Cup,
freaking.
isn't it?
That's it, EFL.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's nice.
So what needs to change for us? I don't know, dude. We need to sign. I don't. We keep
Sign
running.
more
We
players.
want
Give me
Osimhen. We want
53
Osimhen.
man
Osimhen is going to
squad.
cost us. Osimhen is going to cost us well over around like 100 million
He's
pounds.
90 mil.
I don't know how we're gonna. I don't know. I don't. Whatever. Like if we take a transfer hit, whatever. I don't care at this point, dude. Give us the freaking punishment this season. Um, we sign a elite striker. We need to sign a goalie that can play goalie. I don't
Goalie
know,
that can
man.
play goalie.
I really don't know.
You have
Nkunku's
David
supposed to
Raya, bro.
return. Like Lavia, sure. I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know. I'm in shambles, bro.
Josh is in
I'm in
shambles right now.
shambles.
Yeah, and then Jurgen's comments today.
I could care less what that fraud thinks, bro. Get out of here, Jurgen. Garbage can.
All right, well, we'll talk more. We'll talk more soccer later today in our segment, our main segment. But let's jump to the NFL and recap some Week 14 games. AJ, the Bucks and the Falcons. Talk about it.
They played a game. It was ugly as sin. We play in a crap division. The Falcons aren't very good. We are not very good. Basically, who could piss themselves the most? The Falcons decided to piss themselves the most. Our defensive coordinator, head coach, doesn't know how to call a defense. It's also
Yeah,
we
almost gave up the game on the last drive again this season.
Again. So our offense looks okay. I guess we're top of the division now.
we
I
are.
don't think for long because we play Green Bay and Jacksonville in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those are actually real teams. So
Well,
we'll
didn't
see how
Jacksonville
long
just
that's us.
didn't Jacksonville just lose to Joe Flacco?
Yeah, but the Browns are like okay.
Yeah, but it's Joe Flacco, bro. It'd be different if it was like PJ Walker or like someone who's actually played for them. But Joe Flacco literally came in 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. The defense plays really well. The defense had like 20 fantasy points. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they had like
So-
four picks and 3 sacks or something like that.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence should
So-
not be playing.
Trevor Lawrence should not be playing. You were correct on that. So we'll see. Bucks Falcons was a game that was played this weekend. It definitely wasn't one of the better ones.
There's nothing to write home about. All right. We got Bills beat the Chiefs. I believe it was 2017. Yeah, it was 2017. I don't know how much to talk about that game. I think I watched the last 10 minutes of that game. Obviously we all saw Josh did his best Patrick Mahomes at the beginning of the podcast. How the Chiefs are complaining that they lost on a bogus call, which was it was the correct call.
It's an interesting call. It's an interesting call because like I guess they're cracking down on it more. Apparently it's been called 10 times before that time, and I was like, well, I guess I didn't watch those.
Yeah,
I know. I guess like, well, I guess
once.
I mean, there's a lot of games in the NFL, so like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, like, so like it apparently had been called 10 times previous this season, so not a call apparently that has not been called, but like, I think their biggest mistake in like them complaining at the end of the game is now they're open to the criticism that basically floods them, where it's like, oh, you're mad you lost on a really ticky-tacky call? Guess how all the other teams that lost to you felt? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially last season, like in the AFC Conference
Hey, bro.
Championship game where
One thing about the Chiefs, they know about karma now, bro.
Yeah.
Show's gonna be singing that all the way back home.
So yeah, like they just opened themselves up to that, so no one really
bad.
feels bad for them, but like
Agreed.
they'll bounce back. There's no doubt in my mind that who they play next week? Play the Raiders.
The Patriots.
Oh, they play the Patriots. Okay. All right. Take your bye week, Kansas City.
Right, bro. I'm picking the Pats again next week.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Honestly, AJ, that's a great way to say it. Let's
That is
move
a
on
good
to
point.
the next team.
Broncos Chargers, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Broncos Chargers. That AFC West is heating up for the Broncos and the Chargers. That's it. Or the Broncos and the Chiefs. All right.
I was gonna say the Chargers are absolute
the
dog
Chargers are
crap.
garbage. The Chargers are garbage.
I'm surprised Brandon Staley hasn't been fired yet. Like
that's what I was telling you before the podcast, bro. That like they're gonna fire Staley and they're gonna get a new coach. And I think the new coach is gonna be Bill Belichick. Because if you have to pick between,
they're gonna get a
pick
new coach, but I don't know if it's Bill.
Yeah, but like if you have the opportunity to trade a draft pick for Bill Belichick, would you trade a draft pick for Bill Belichick?
Yeah, but like I don't know, like could not work out. It could be even worse than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, would you rather have Bill right now, Bill or Brandon Staley?
They're low key.
They're not
like the only reason Bill has any because he has clout. That's it. The past 3 seasons he doesn't have any clout. He's just
but how many mistakes
old man yells at cloud.
Yeah, how many mistakes has Brandon Staley made this season though?
Oh, for sure.
And
No,
last season.
that guy's a Mongol. That guy wouldn't know how to call anything. Even if it was on Madden.
He uses coach suggestions on Madden, so he doesn't have to call anything. But enough about that garbage team. Poor Justin Herbert actually Last thing about
is
them, he's
is
out for the
dead.
season.
Yeah, is dead.
Yeah, Justin Herbert is probably out for the season, having thumb surgery. So he'll probably be out for the season. So we're gonna see Easton Stick play
That's a real
every.
name.
Yep, that's a real quarterback, not some Madden auto-generated guy. He'll be playing this Thursday night against Aiden O'Connell against the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. Poor Al Michaels guy. That guy could not get a good game to save his life. But to Denver, they are now one game behind the Chiefs for the division lead. They don't have the tiebreaker on them because they split games, and the Chiefs have a much better point differential than the Broncos do. But I mean, Denver's back in the hunt, bro. I mean, they lost last week to the Texans on a heartbreak, but they're back. And do you guys think they can make the playoffs?
I think I had them making after they had beaten the Vikings on that Sunday night. You can go back and look at other pods.
Yeah, I think that was
I'm
like
pretty
3 weeks
sure.
ago, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
I
said
think it's
like
right. Yeah.
they're probably gonna go to the playoffs. Like they're just on a really good streak right now. They do play the Lions next week, so we'll see which team will continue their streak.
Yeah. Do the Lions keep trending
Yeah,
down, and the Broncos
yeah,
keep trending up?
ending
Are they
up.
still on a
Yeah,
win streak?
The
Denver? I
Broncos,
thought
they're
they
on a
yeah.
one-game
lost.
win streak now.
They're in a
Oh
one
yeah.
game, but
They're back.
like
They're back on the up, but the Lions just lost to the Bears.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
they haven't really beat a good team as of late. Like they don't even play anybody good. They
I only
lose
lost
into
to the
like
Bears because I picked the Bears to win the
it's probably
University
true.
Seal.
you did. Uh,
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead, AJ. Finish.
yeah, I think the Broncos are pretty decent. I don't like Sean Payton as a coach, but you know, gotta give him credit where credit's due. What were they, 2-5 at a certain point in the season?
One and
One and
five.
five. Yeah,
Yeah.
1-5. Yeah, way to vault from the quicksand.
Yeah. Another 7-6. They
Yeah,
won
way to vault
6 of
from
their last 7 games.
yeah, way to vault from the quicksand, guys. So I think he's got the whole team believing, and if they don't make the playoffs, they're gonna be like a 9-win team. They're gonna be 9-8, like
Yeah.
maybe 10-7.
They have hope for the
Like
future. I mean, they'll have to figure it out because Russ is getting old, but
right.
I
But
mean,
like
I think even next season they'll be fine.
not the worst team. Definitely one of the better coaching jobs I've
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, he's done a good job, even though we don't like Sean Payton around here.
Yeah.
The Bears, speaking of that game next week, Broncos Lions. The Bears, Justin Fields truthers are feeling good right now. As a Justin Fields fan myself, I'd like to say good job to Justin Fields for proving these
My
doubters
sweet
wrong.
Pookie Bear.
My sweet
Just
prince, my sweet prince Justin Fields. Did it again. Also, my sweet prince DJ Moore. That guy can do it all, man. Those darn Panthers in the NFC South. I don't know. I don't know if they're regretting what they did yet, but giving up DJ Moore and the number one man, this year's number one pick, it's not looking too good for them. But I mean, Bryce Young doesn't look good either. But you can't really put any quarterback behind that offensive line and expect them to do good. But the Lions are trending down. I don't know how I feel about it. I think the Lions are a good story to root for and a good team to root for. But I mean, they've lost like 3 of their last 4 games now. I mean, the other Bears game feels like a loss because they were losing for such a long time. But like, how do we feel about this Lions team right now?
I the thing is that they put themselves in a good position right now. Cause like, I mean, knock on wood for them, but like, I don't think they're gonna lose the division, which is good, which means that you get a home playoff game.
Yeah.
But like, let's per se, the home playoff game is against Green Bay. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
They already
know.
lost to Green Bay at home this season.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. Like, they get a home playoff game, but like, does that mean that they're gonna win it? I can't really say. Like earlier this season, if you told me that, I'd be like, yeah, they probably win a playoff game. Do they go all the way? No, they probably
Yeah.
win a playoff game. But right now, you're looking at them and you're like, they're gonna get a home playoff game because they're probably gonna win their division,
Mhm.
and they're probably gonna be like they're gonna be the 3 seed. And so you're like, okay, but like, do you think they're gonna win it? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's the question in your mind. And right now, it's like it's a no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
what's
okay.
what's
Go ahead.
what's the problem with Detroit? Because like look at their team. They have 2 elite running backs in Gibbs and Montgomery. We
They
know that
just
they
like,
Too
we
many
know that
turnovers from Goff, bro.
yeah, they
yeah,
just like they're not clicking, and the
that's the
defense
problem
is
that
like
I'm looking at though.
very
Is
leaky.
they have Amon St. Brown, who is a good receiver. Josh Reynolds is whatever. He's there. But then yeah, you have Goff that had a terrible game, dude.
Yeah, this I think
And
that's
then
like back-to-back-to-back games that Goff's thrown more had more than one turnover.
yeah, and you have Sam Laporta who is a star as well.
Yeah.
So their defense is yeah, okay. So then how do you fix them?
Um, here's
You
here's what
just
I
gotta
yeah, go ahead.
just gotta win games, man. Like you just gotta get back to winning games. Like you
Well,
win a game. Like I know they beat the Saints, but like they didn't really beat the Saints that
Saints aren't that good.
convincingly. Yeah. So like you gotta instill the belief that like you still are a good team and that you still will compete and that you still will be there in the conversation. Like
Hmm.
it's definitely a mentality thing because we're getting into what you call the dog days of the
Mhm.
NFL season. Like December matters.
Yeah, it does.
Like that is a true statement for any NFL team, even sucky ones. Because you know what, the players and coaches are still
Playing for their
playing
jobs.
because they want. Yeah, they're playing for a job somewhere else next season. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So December matters for like a whole bunch of NFL teams, and so like this December for the Lions is really really gonna matter.
Yeah.
And
Let me
them losing
let,
to the Bears doesn't help.
no, let me throw this in. So their next four games are Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. Let me throw the Vikings in here now. Josh Dobbs turned back into a pumpkin on Sunday. Got pulled in the fourth quarter against the Raiders, and probably the ugliest game that we've had since Chargers Patriots last weekend.
Terrible.
It is the
Um,
lowest scoring NFL game in history.
yeah, 3-0, and that
Is it
close.
actually in history?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the merger, like after the merger.
Yeah.
Because like there's a game before the merger that was like a safety to
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. So and those points didn't come until like 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
So it took 58 minutes for those teams to score points. Josh Dobbs got pulled in the fourth quarter for Nick Mullins. Um,
Look,
but the Lions play the Vikings twice in these next 4 weeks. Do the
that,
Vikings
that
play spoiler
no,
or are they just garbage again now?
no, dude.
Because
They're
Justin
not. They're
Jefferson's injured now again.
they're not. They're
Again.
not. They're
Again.
not. Dude, the Detroit's winning that game, bro, because their defense sure can suck, but you don't have to defend against this team. You were thinking, okay, well, this makes things interesting. So now, what do the Vikings do? They just keep Dobbs? No, Dobbs has shown us he can have good games, but he's not going to be your franchise quarterback that's going to lead you to victory.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs is good for what exactly he is.
A
The
backup.
guy, the guy to
Mhm.
go around when someone gets injured, and
Yeah.
no hurt to him, bro. You know, I wish Josh Dobbs the best of luck when he goes to the moon and Mars, because we know he can't throw the ball there. So, um, it's just like, and then the Raiders, dude. Oh
The
my
Raiders are
The
awful,
gosh,
Raiders
man.
are garbage,
They're
bro.
awful. They had those 2 weeks where they fooled everybody that they were a good
Efren.
team
Yeah,
again.
because they played the freaking what is it? The redheaded stepchildren of New York in
Yeah, but
back-to-back
they also
weeks.
played the Chiefs too.
Yeah,
And
but they lost.
yeah, but they were beating the Chiefs for a half of football.
It doesn't matter. They didn't win.
There's their positive
it's just
though.
bad,
Like
dude.
they
It's
fooled
just
everybody for 2.5 games that they were good, and now here we are. They
We're
just
sorry, Efren. My condolences, Efren.
no condolences, man. The Raiders, no, it's fine. They're a terrible run organization. So,
it's bad.
but Minnesota aren't good. Josh Dobbs gone. But the other two games that we're going to talk about, one's going on right now. Dolphins are losing 10-7 to the Titans as we speak. But Tyreek Hill went out on the second drive of the game and hasn't come back in yet. And there's no update. He's just still questionable. They haven't ruled him out yet or anything. So they haven't been able to get much going on. Just an ugly game there. But the real game we need to talk about is Cowboys Eagles Sunday Night Football. And the Cowboys put on a show. I believe the score's 33-13 at the end of that game. The Eagles just didn't look good. They haven't looked good all season, but this is back-to-back weeks now where they have just kind of gotten, railroaded by teams. The 49ers did it to them last week, and then the Cowboys did it to them Sunday night. Like, how are we, AJ? I know you're a secondary Eagles fan. How are
I
you?
literally said,
How are
hold
the
on,
nerves?
before he talks, bro. What did
Oh
I
boy.
say? What did I say? Yeah, he knows. I said, dude, I said the Eagles are gonna lose to the Cowboys, and he's just like, no, they're gonna be pissed off. Dallas is gonna get ruined. He's like, Dallas are in trouble. I'm like, nah, dude, they're losing. Like I'm telling you, look at
I
him.
told you guys last weekend on the pod. Last pod, I literally said I cannot wait to be the most obnoxious Cowboys fan because they're gonna
No,
beat the
no, I heard,
Eagles.
I know.
Dude,
Anyways,
what
go
a
ahead, AJ.
great feeling, bro.
I mean,
Sorry, it just felt great.
it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't
Everything's
really
It'll be
affect
fun.
It doesn't. Yeah, he'll be fine. It doesn't really affect me that much, but like, yeah, they've sucked. Like, they just like have kind of lost that that power and that will. The defense is a flaming dumpster fire. The
Yeah, they
offense
are.
literally doesn't know how to walk because they literally
Jalen Hurts is a bum.
repeatedly he's looked like a bum, yes.
He's a
Is he
QB
a
sneak
bum
merchant.
total? Like it's just like we've regressed to baby steps. Like it's a bad look for like I just talked about December. Like they got a tough finishing schedule. They do play the Giants twice, so maybe they can bounce back, maybe work some magic
Oh,
there.
that's huge for them.
Yeah, so like but like once again
They
like
just got too
not
complacent.
yeah, like not looking great like against the better teams in their conference like just did not show up, which is not a good look.
Now, let's talk about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys
Second
because
round.
because
That's all I'll say.
it
He's
okay.
proved nothing to me.
AJ keeps saying
He's
something
proved
different
nothing
every
to me
week.
until he gets to a
Well, until
conference
you
He
until
just
he
championship
he just
game.
railroaded the Eagles.
he says
Okay?
until he beats a team with winning records. Okay,
He's done that.
Yeah,
boom.
he did.
What more
Good
does
for
he have to
him.
do for you, AJ?
Yeah, go to the conference championship. That's what he
Okay,
has to do.
all right, you heard it here, Dak. When he watches his CBK podcast,
Hey, look,
he's
man,
gonna shut up.
I can't wait for the
I'm not
Bucks.
a Dak
I
I'm
can't
not a
wait for the
Dak
Bucks to
hater.
win this division, bro, and play the Eagles in the wild card, and the Bucks somehow beat the Eagles in the wild card. Okay, and
That's
we
fine.
can all say
I'll
how
take that
The
I'll take that all day.
The Eagles are first round exits, and the Cowboys make it to the second round.
Yeah.
All they have to do is just
Okay.
outlast the Eagles, bro, and they've won. They beat all the garbage Eagles fans that said you're not gonna get it past us. Well, guess what? Wait until wild card weekend when the Eagles come to Tampa Bay.
We'll see.
That's just like
That's just
hopeful
wishful
talking
thinking.
there. Yeah, that's wishful thinking on my
It could
part as a
just be
Bucks
the
fan.
Cowboys beating up a poop opponent again
Yeah,
for
but
the
you can't
second
say
year in a
that. Can't
row.
say that now. They're 10-3. They're tied for the
No, but
division
I'm saying if
lead.
they go to the wild card and play the NFC South winner.
Oh, well, that's whatever. That's the Eagles' fault for losing that game if that happens. But I
Well,
mean,
because the whole thing is that if the Eagles like win out,
yeah,
they win the division no matter what.
yeah, they control their destiny still because
Yeah,
they have they're in first over the Cowboys still.
yeah.
But with that, I think Dak is an MVP candidate. I think he's more of an MVP candidate than Jalen Hurts is now. Um,
I would also agree with you. I think
oh, that's
that this
crazy.
past game, what he has
I
counting
know.
numbers, like he's played really well. He's had like he hasn't really had like a really really bad game.
Yeah,
I feel like he's played like not the best, but like he hasn't like thrown 5 picks and like and got bullied. Like
yeah, that's fair. Dak's been really good with the football. He even came out after the game and said we would have put up 50 if I played better in that game. So their confidence is an all-time high, and even with Mike McCarthy coaching that team, they're still riding very well. So that's NFL Week 14. We'll keep an eye on these Dolphins Titans game, but we should have mentioned the Packers Giants, but
oh
that
boy,
game just
yeah.
I mean Saquon just scored his second touchdown of the game, so it's 14-10 Giants right now. So, but that'll wrap it up for our in general. Let's jump into our main segment today. All right, main segment is Big Six clubs and what has been good, what's been bad. We're just going to recap so far the first 16 weeks. The Big Six clubs. So Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Spurs, and I threw Villa in here to make it 7 because you can't now talk about Aston Villa right now.
There's
Um,
Newcastle.
and we don't talk about Newcastle on this podcast, AJ. We're anti-Newcastle, anti-Saudi PIF funds. So we're just gonna go through these 6 teams, not in any order, just how we have them written down here. And we're just gonna go what's been good for them, what's been bad for them, and we can just kind of break it down and figure out where each team's at and what needs to improve over these next 18 games. I think with 20 games left that we have in the season. So let's start with Arsenal. Arsenal currently in first place.
No,
Or
second.
second place. Second. Sorry. I knew it was wrong as soon as it came out of my mouth. 1 point behind Liverpool. Played good so far this season. Their only big losses are to Newcastle, Um, Aston Villa, and then West Ham. But that's in the EFL Cup, so that doesn't even count.
No.
But those are two losses. Those are two Arsenal's two big losses. Couple of good things we've written down are resilient. Always find a way to get some wins. Whether that's the 4-3 at Luton or just the continual fighting from Arsenal. Declan Rice signing of the season. As Josh says, Mr. Clutch Factor. He's right. Declan Rice
He's
is go
he's
ahead,
so
AJ,
good.
please talk to us about Declan Rice.
He's so good for us. Like no matter how bad we're playing that day, like he's just like the guy that just keeps running and just keeps making tackles and like keeps the energy. Like I I'm gonna be honest, I think after this season he probably gets the captain's armband from
You think so?
Martin. Oh, for sure. Not that
Okay,
Martin's bad. I just think that on the pitch itself and just as a person talking, like I feel like he garners a lot more respect from the
that's
locker
fair. I
room.
mean, he did captain. He was West Ham's captain for a while,
Yeah.
so I mean, give him that. And then the final good thing we only have two or three written down for each team, but the final thing we've written down is they've been handling the Champions League really well, which is a big thing for Arsenal, is being able to have consistency, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe as well. As you know, you guys are 4-0-1 in the Champions League right now. You've already clinched your spot in the round of 16. So now it's just about wrapping up the group and like how do you
We've
feel?
already clinched
Oh,
top spot.
you've already
I
won the
heard.
group.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. How do you feel as an Arsenal fan being back in the Champions League this season and already, 5 games in out of six, you're in the first spot and you're in pot one going into that round of 16 draw. So you can't get Bayern,
You can't get Bayern, you can't get Barcelona, and you can't get
Real Madrid, can't get Man
Real
City.
Madrid or Man City. Yeah.
So yeah, how do you feel, man? It's a huge thing
I
for Arsenal
feel
getting back in Champions League and doing
yeah,
well.
I feel really good about it. I feel like he's managed it. I feel like Mikel has actually managed it pretty well. Surprisingly, how bad he can manage the squad sometimes. A little overthinker type of thing. But I think our players understand the the significance that Champions League holds
Yeah,
because we weren't there for like was it 6 years, 5 years,
yeah, long
six,
time,
five
yeah.
years, a little bit of a gap. And we're not the best team European wise. So like or like historically we're not a great team in Europe.
Mhm.
And so I just think that it's a really good step forward. I just really hope that we take our round of 16 knockout seriously because I mean last year like we definitely could have beat Sporting. We gave up a cheap goal and lost on pens and it just wasn't what you wanted out of a club who was supposed to be contending for a title and then obviously lost the title as well. So I just hope that we understand that the mentality has to be there from start to finish.
Yeah,
And I feel really good about us. I mean, any game is going to be tough in the round of 16 knockout. Like I get we're playing like a Porto or like a like we could get PSG cuz Dortmund could win their group. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
so you just have to like take what you're given in the next round and you have to take it seriously. It has to be like a really meaningful game. And I think our guys understand that.
Yeah. I like that. Let's go. Just a couple bad things. Arsenal have been a part of the season. Number one, goalkeepers. Do they even exist? Like, do you guys
No.
have like you have two number one goalkeepers, but neither of them have been number one worthy.
I've seen here's my thing. Listen, they both play really bad. My
Mhm.
thing is like I'd rather have a goalkeeper that can make saves and not focus on a game, I guess, for an entire like I've seen Ramsdale make actual saves,
Mhm.
like actual good saves. When I watch Raya, the man has never made a save in his life. He looks stupid. He looks confused, dazed and confused every time a ball goes into his net. He always play. Oh, it upsets me so much. He plays so far off his line. Of course they're gonna get the header on you, stupid. You're like 5'7". Like, and it's annoying because Mikel doesn't call him out for it, and his big talk about we have two number ones competition. Like, there's been no competition. You've just put Raya in there, and then you haven't pulled him out. And what
Yeah.
stinks is that he's shot Ramsdale's confidence because of that. because I think when Ramsdale has really good confidence, he's one of the better goalkeepers in the league, and he
Yeah.
makes really good saves.
Yeah, that's
So
fair. All right, well, goalkeepers are a big issue. Another issue we've seen with Arsenal is big players not at their best this season. Odegaard is ghosted in a lot of big games. Like, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Arsenal games, but I've seen a lot of reports and a lot of everything. It's like Martin just hasn't been there. And I know he was out for like 4 games with concussions and blah 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 blah, but like he's your club captain, he has to be stepping up. Another guy who I know AJ, his comments have really pissed you off. Gabriel Jesus, like you bought him from City to be your leading line goal scorer, but when your striker comes out and goes, "Yeah, I just don't pride myself on scoring goals,"
I
like,
don't. It's like Poch. Like, get that man away from a press conference, bro. Like, how the hell are you gonna be a striker? You play the 9, and then say like, "Oh yeah, I don't like scoring goals." Okay, all
You
right.
fit in. You fit in at my club.
like, like you telling me like I know Nketiah is not saying that. I don't like Nketiah that much. I think he's like average, but
yeah,
like at least I know Nketiah would be like, "Yo, I'm there to score goals. Like that's what I do as a center forward. I
To be
score goals."
to be fair for him, I understand what he was saying. I just don't think he said it the best way.
I
yeah,
also agree. It's one of those things where it might be like a language. Like he prefers to be skillful
yeah,
and get the assist rather
Playmaking.
than get the
He's
goal.
talking about
Yeah,
playmaking. He's
yeah,
more of a playmaking contributor than, let's
yeah,
say, like a clinical
right.
finisher like
Than
someone
a
like Erling.
finisher.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I get it, but like yeah,
But like
that's
it's
not
one of those
really what
things
you
where
want
you're
to
like,
hear.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
you're
yeah.
like, yeah, you bought him for like 50 mil. If you bought him for 50 mil, also he's glass body, but that's
Yeah,
whatever.
that's the last thing you want to hear as a fan, though, is your striker going, "Yeah, I just don't like to score goals, man. I'd
I
rather
don't
pass the ball."
know.
Last thing, and it's just really, really quickly. Slow. Just I feel like you guys have been really slow this season, really lethargic in certain games. Or like, last season you guys would have put 6 past Luton, and they wouldn't have scored more than 1 goal, if anything. Like, would you agree that you guys have been lethargic in some games?
I think I think we play differently than we do last year, but I don't think it's that bad. Like I understand why everybody loved us because we scored like 4 goals a game,
Hmm.
but like to be fair, like all I care about is getting results, and I
Yeah,
think that's all the players really care about too.
yeah.
I will,
Most people do. I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, it's
I
just
will
been
say,
different for
yeah,
you guys.
we haven't been as we've been fairly slow, and we just haven't been clicking at all. Like we're not the team,
Not high
that
octane.
you, yeah, we're not the scorers anymore. Like which stinks because we really need to be the scorers. Like especially against that game against Aston Villa. Like
Yeah,
I don't know, like
I think it's just a mentality thing as well for you guys, because like
yeah,
last season, you guys were trying to prove yourselves. You guys were trying to be that team, that like electric, high octane, high scoring, exciting to watch. And now that you guys are there, now this season, I think you guys kind of just let off the gas pedal in a way. And not that you're not as good or
right. Not yeah,
whatever.
like
It's
not that
just
we're not bad, we're just
hmm.
not scoring as
I mean,
many
you're still a
goals.
top team. I feel like last season you just like Mikel thought that you guys just had to match Man City at every corner, every turn. You guys had to do what they did. And I think
Yeah.
now I think he's realized that like he doesn't have to. He's just like he's creating his own brand of football finally.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, and he understands. I feel like that as long as like you take you take those losses on the chin, but like
Hmm.
as long as you just keep winning and you keep going and you don't stop, like clearly, I mean, we have ton this calendar year alone, we have 7 stoppage time winners.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Yeah. That's a team that's resilient, like we talked about.
uh,
So it's good. All right. Our next team, um, we're gonna talk about Manchester City.
okay,
Josh, you want to go ahead and talk Man
yeah.
City?
Okay.
okay,
Let's talk about the good with Man City. Um, Erling Haaland, as usual, is what Chris has written here, and he's not wrong. Erling Haaland is the numbers speak for themselves. One of the, if not the best clinical finisher in the world of soccer today. Um, they also have good rotational pieces all around the team, and that is something that is incredible because you can have depth, but it's also if you're missing somebody like crucial let's say for AJ's team, if you're missing Martin, do you have someone that can come in and make it not hurt as much? City can do that.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at United, if they're missing a CDM
Scott
that's important,
McTominay.
that starts with the name Casemiro,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden you have to play
Scott McTominay every game.
Safayan Amrabat.
somebody like Mayano,
Yeah.
Oh,
not
Kobe
great.
Mino.
Um,
Yeah.
City don't have that problem, and they don't have that problem in the defensive portion, which is crazy to think the amount of options that they have on the defensive line. And it's important to have that kind of depth in such a physical area of the pitch. And then the thing that caps off this incredible team, this dynasty, is that they have probably the best manager in the modern world of soccer today, Pep Guardiola. He just knows what he's doing. He just lives and breathes and bleeds tactics. If you have ever watched him explain the sport in a tactical way, it's just incredible because you just know that this guy knows what he's talking about.
He oozes
And
aura.
No.
and he does, and everything, just the way he presents himself, the when he talks in the press, he doesn't make you, I mean, if you're an opposing fan, then he's going to frustrate you, but he carries himself in a great way that it's like, okay, this man is going to lead this club to something great, and he has,
Yeah.
he's accomplished, at this point he's accomplished everything that you can accomplish with the club. um
Has he won the
what's
Club
not
World Cup yet with Man
is
City?
that is
He's
that
about to.
that
That's
that's
his
that's
last
kind of
trophy, bro.
that's kind of different though, because it's like, okay, like
These are one
sure,
of those like
whatever.
Mickey Mouse
Well, that one
trophies,
doesn't
bro.
matter because they literally play like Saudi clubs and
Yeah.
Club Mexico.
You
Like
play like
they play team
Flamengo.
from
You
they play
play,
team from Brazil, bro.
yeah, you
Like
play like
As well as
Boca
it's not something
Juniors.
that's
makes
been, it's not
sense.
like an OG competition, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
What's bad about this club? It's hard to find things, but they do are not immune to the punishment or the feelings, the illnesses of missing crucial players like Kevin De Bruyne. When Kevin De Bruyne is in that team, they are looking way more lethal than they do right now,
Mm-hmm.
because I said Erling Haaland is a good piece in their club. He is, but he also can be a ghost when he doesn't have somebody that is servicing him in the way that Kevin De Bruyne links with him.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else that's super crucial for that team, Rodri. Rodri has, honestly, I feel like the rising of Rodri kind of went under the radar for a long time. We didn't care or even paid notice to who Rodri was until we are like, ding, this guy cooks us every single time he's on the pitch for them. And he does. He pieces that midfield together so well and allows Kevin De Bruyne to do the things that he does, and allows the wingers to go and move and progress the ball, and allows Erling Haaland to make those runs and finishes. He's just there, and he's good.
Oh, and he
Um,
finishes
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
strikes as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he can strike from outside the box. He
Mm.
has that clutch factor like Declan Rice has.
Mhm.
If
He's
anything,
everything
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice wants to
Yeah,
be.
exactly. When they're not
Declan's
having
good.
Rodri, they're losing games. I don't know what the record is,
Oh,
but it's
Every game,
they've
every
lost
game,
they've lost every game without
every game.
Rodri. Yeah.
so there we go. Like, it's not, they're not immune. They're not resistant to that. Um, he's a world class player, and it hurts when he's gone. They have some defensive woes. Bad decision
Yeah.
making cost games
Just
and
go
goals.
Barbie doll.
That you know that is something that I don't see lasting very long under Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
So he's, like I said, he's just brilliant what he does. They do have that. They're not immune. The fact that Chelsea went par to par with them and we're throwing equal punches to them is incredible to think. It shows that, City can be defeated. If
Yeah.
Chelsea can go 4-4, was it 4-4
Yeah,
Scott
it's 4-4.
final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Chelsea can go and throw punches 4-4, and you guys watch the last two games that Chelsea Football Club played, then it should give you hope as an Arsenal fan,
Yeah, we beat
as a
them
city.
already this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Eh,
but it's a long season to come. It should give you hope at whoever you are that you can do that. You just,
right.
Except for
they're
Manchester
not.
United.
They're looking I would say this is the most vulnerable we've seen them.
Yeah, they're in fourth
They've dr-
place, bro.
they've dropped so many points. Like
But
last year they didn't start out great, but they didn't drop this many
Well, this
points.
year they started out
yes,
Like
incredible, but they just keep dropping points left and right.
yes, but this
uh,
this is this is what AJ said too. They are Manchester City, and there's still a whole half of a season to be
Hmm.
played, and
yeah,
in
I
that back
know.
half, when
They're
other teams are
perfect.
starting to fall and get tired and regress, like we
Where
are
they pick it
seeing
up.
teams start to trend to now, City are going to be winning games, and then before we know it, they're there, they're on the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if injuries keep hurting them. If Rodri is out for a long, long, long time. If Kevin De Bruyne is there. If Erling Haaland, things like that factor. And, that's how it is. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's City.
Yeah. All right, let's move to Anfield. Liverpool. They're top of the league right now, which is, we didn't think that would happen so quickly after last season, but they're top of the league. And just like Arsenal, some of the good things they have, they're really resilient. I think we've noticed that very recently. Every time Liverpool go down in the first half, they come back and win in the second half. So beating Crystal Palace 2-1, being down early, granted, getting VAR calls and red cards help you a lot. But they beat Fulham 4-3 after going down early. They drew to City. Um, like they've just had games where they're just like they should not be winning the game, but they come back and end up winning, which is huge for them. Liverpool just they Jurgen Klopp's another one just oozes class, bro. He oozes aura in management. I can't stand the guy, but he oozes aura. He's a good manager. They don't have the flashiest of midfields, but it works. Um, we all know McAllister's a waste of talent. They
I don't know
pulled.
how their midfield works, bro. Like
I don't know either, but somehow it does. That's what I'm saying.
like
Like
how
what?
you gonna tell me Endo?
Yeah,
Endo
that's what I was
Watari.
gonna say. They pulled Wataru Endo out of their butt from Germany, and now here he is, and he starts every week. McAllister, like he does his thing, but I mean, I think another guy that's really gone under the radar this season is Dominic Szoboszlai.
Sabozli, yeah.
Szoboszlai, as Josh likes to call him. I think he's another case of guy that's got really gone under the radar this year, and he's kind of just carried that team to where it needs to be. And I think the final good thing for Liverpool is Trent. I know we joked best right back in the world,
Best
but
right back in the wild.
I think they have a point, bro. Like I know last week I disagreed, but after watching Reece James come off injured after 26 minutes again, like there
Who
has to
plays
be
the
an argument.
tournaments, Chris? Who plays the tournaments?
Like now I'm with you, bro. Like I was like I'm a big Reece James supporter, bro. I love the guy, one of the best right backs I've ever seen. But you can't be considering this best talk if you don't play games, bro. Like Trent's at least there every week. Yes, he makes stupid errors and he shuts his brain off half the time, but he pulls things out of his butt too and scores great goals and wins games for Liverpool. Um, some bad things. They have a lot of defensive problems, bro. And we've also said midfield issues, but like their rotation isn't good for them. Like they don't know how to. Jurgen can't rotate players because they don't play the same when they're rotated. Like Joel Matip, I think is now out for the season. Um, but now they have to play Gomez and Konate. And Konate was flagged as one of like he was pegged as one of the best center backs in the world at one point. But like here he is now, and he can't start over Joel Matip half the time. Like I don't know, man. I like for me, it's just hard to talk about Liverpool good things, but they've been bad. And then the last thing I think this is just a question I want to open up is the bad thing with Liverpool is if Mo Salah goes down, who picks the team back up? Because I don't have confidence in anybody in that team to pick it up if Mo Salah goes
like
down.
like Luis Diaz.
But can Luis Diaz
Like
do them by itself? Like Salah can pull games.
no, I
Like
know.
Salah's a
Out of his
magician.
butt,
Yeah,
yeah.
that guy can go crazy at any point. But like, can Luis Diaz or can Cody Yakpo or can
I've seen
Darwin
Luis
do
Diaz
it?
kind of do it. Like he kind of like there's been certain points where he's been the game saver,
But that's with
the
Salah on the
game scorer.
pitch. Like
That's
like
true.
imagine Salah's not there. Like they man mark Salah so it leaves the other guy open. But like what happens when Mo Salah isn't there to take three defenders with him?
I don't know. Who knows who they even get to replace him like once he's gone.
Yeah,
Like it's one of he's
that
like
that's
32
worrisome.
now, right? Like
Yeah, 31, 32. It's
33.
worrisome, bro. Like you're starting right wingers aging, but you have no talent to replace him. Harvey Elliott isn't going to replace that guy.
Yeah.
Like where do they go? That's the biggest question mark is where are we going? I don't know.
Allison's
I don't
still
think I have an
class
answer.
though.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Liverpool just scare me as a Manchester United fan, especially when we play them next week. All right, Josh, back to you. Chelsea, bro. We talked
All
about
right.
them earlier, but let's
Yeah, I'll
let's go
make
good and bad.
this
You make this quick.
Yeah, make it
make
quick.
this pretty quick and brief here. The good things. We have lots of young potential, obviously. We have good players that are young that have high ceilings. Um, we have owners that aren't afraid to fund us, obviously. Um, we have players that can create chances. We have the most um chances created in the league, but unfinished. We have we're good defensively most of the time. With us, dude, just look at the managers that have won things with us. They're all defensive managers. Jose, Tuchel, those kind of guys come in. We have we're built just to be good defensively. Our center backs, we have good center backs. Sure, they make mistakes. Yes. We have some injuries. Yes. That's another thing I could get into is why we're starting certain players. I don't know what Poch is doing there, but we have good defenders. Maybe not the best goalie, but yeah. Um, the bad. I already talked about it, but we just lack so much maturity. We lack discipline. We're getting we're getting cards for silly challenges. Um, we shouldn't be having the amount of cards we have right now, and the maturity lacking is just shown. It's blatantly obvious. Um, I don't know what direction we're going. This is another thing is I feel like we have no sense of direction. I don't know where the club is trying to go right now, and that's a scary feeling to be in as a fan. It's like, where are we going? What are we doing? What's our goal? Potch says mid-table is reasonable now. So, yeah, thanks, brother. I don't know.
You
That's not
yearn
good.
for Graham Potter now?
And then
Yeah, disrespect Graham Potter like
Potch,
that.
Potch, is he good or is he bad? Do we sack him? And if we sack him, who
Oh.
comes in
It's like the same thing. It's like the
and
same thing with Eric. Like they're saying
keep
like,
him?
well,
Keep him, but for how long? That's the questions that I'll leave you with. Don't answer it because this could be a giant loophole. But just think about it. Do we sack Potch? Do we keep Potch? If we keep Potch, how long do we keep Potch? Till the end of the season? Okay. What if we are literally in relegation battle? Okay, let's think about that. Don't answer it, just think about it.
mhm,
Do we keep him? Do we sack him? That is the question that we ask ourselves. Let's see how we do in these run of games
Mhm.
against teams that aren't good that we should be beating. Do we sack him? Do we keep him? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep repeating that, bro. The last bad thing is that we cannot finish the most big chances created in the league. That is a fact. We are we are literally serving balls on steel gold plated platters for players and they cannot finish them. That is a problem that we've had at this club for the last decade. Um, Elite strikers don't come very often for us.
Maybe you should
It's
have just
like,
kept Romelu Lukaku.
yeah.
please don't ever say that again. It's just like that's just a
Oh
problem.
no, he could have been a
That's
better
just a problem.
player.
Well, when a player goes on press
I
conference,
know, I
Chris
know, I
Chris
know, I
knows
know.
this. Chris knows this. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get into that.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Wait till Marcus Rashford does it.
Hey,
Let me get
shut
into
your mouth.
Spurs next since
All
they're
right, go
another
ahead.
England team. All right. Good.
They're all English teams, brother. This is the England. This is the
London,
English Premier League.
London, London,
You think
You
about
said
London,
English.
Spurs?
You said
London.
England.
Sorry. New manager vibes, mate.
Meat.
Great guy. Great guy. Seems like a great guy. Love to have a cigar with him. The
He would
players
be a
love him.
cool dude to have a cigar with.
The players love him. The fans love him. Um, yeah, good vibes. Madison, James Madison. When he was going there, I knew he was going to be a good player for him. I knew it.
I don't think
I
we
even
realized he'd
told
be this good though.
I told AJ in fantasy, pickup matters. He's there. He's going to be a great player. He's going to be a great player. He is a great player.
Yeah, I kind of agreed with that point. He's just a really good creative player
Hmm.
wherever he went.
He's injured. I don't know. Is
He's
that
out till
injury related?
January.
Till
January. Okay,
January.
he's going to be back, and Spurs are going to be on the up after that because
Speaking of that, another
he links well with Sun.
another big injury for them is Mickey Van de Ven.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty solid signing for them. I
Yep.
mean, it's better than playing. I mean, they have to play Christian Romero. He's actually all right, I guess. I don't know. He
Yeah.
kind of costs them games
Whatever.
at times, but like
Yeah,
he
it's fine.
makes Mickey Mandovan makes Christian Romero look a lot better because he takes on a
cares.
lot more of the he takes on a lot more of the
You know who else
defensive
takes
work.
on a lot of the defensive stoppage? Vicario.
Ethan Vicario.
Victorious, victorious.
He's great. He is great. Good
He came
job,
out of
Spurs.
nowhere, bro.
Yeah, I know. He was on their
A
squad.
lot of their squad came out of nowhere. Look at
Yeah,
their
Yeah,
names.
Destiny
We looked at their
Udogie.
names,
yeah.
and you know what? Spurs slapped me in the face because we can pull up the clip. I said, dude, who even are these guys on this team? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Spurs
we
are
can pull up the
freaking
clip of
garbage.
all of us saying that Spurs will finish 8th place.
It's
Yeah,
true.
and
Like
guess
8th,
what?
7th.
Chelsea are
Still
in 12th.
possible.
Yeah,
Still
There's
possible.
that.
I had Chelsea in 5th,
Bad.
Josh. That
Yeah,
might
I
have
had
been
Chelsea like fourth, so
Bad.
shambles.
Tactical stubbornness and Christian Romero, as AJ stated. Sometimes this team just combusts. They
Yeah.
just blow
And
up.
Christian Romero is the catalyst.
And
bro.
Christian
That
Romero is
man that,
probably one of the
that
probably one
man
of
is
my least
awesome.
favorite players. He's just reckless. He's a tin head, and he doesn't. Sometimes it's just like he just wants to hurt people. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Let's see. This season he's got 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow cards and 1 red card this season.
He's this season's Harry Maguire. Because
Yeah,
Harry
that's
Maguire is
fair.
playing like a
That's
regular
it.
center back.
That's
That's
fair.
it for Spurs. Now
Yeah,
let
Spurs
Chris
don't have a
go
lot of
transition
bad.
into United.
All right, Manchester United. There hasn't been a lot of good, but we've seen some good things. Our away form is really good, which to be fair, under Ole, we had like the longest away win streak that the league has ever seen. We had like 38 games unbeaten away. So we're away form is good again, which is nice, but our home form sucks. We'll get to that. Højlund in the Champions League has been really good. For us, he's the joint top scorer in the Champions League. In the Prem, he sucks, can't score a goal for his life, but in the Champions League, he's incredible. The outbreak of Alejandro Garnacho. We got Alejandro Garnacho for like $360,000 from Atletico Madrid. Put him in our youth academy, and he's just risen through the ranks, and now he's here. He's him.
Taking Rashford's spot.
Yeah, Rashford better wake up and do something because at this rate he's going to lose his spot to Anthony too. And lastly, something I don't think anybody saw coming, but I said in the beginning of the year, when we took the captaincy off of him, it was the best thing we could have done for Harry Maguire. And what has happened? Guy just won Premier League Player of the Month for November. It is a meme. It is a meme because it's fan voted, but hey, it counts. Okay, it counts. Harry Maguire's resurgence has been out of this world. I think in that Bournemouth game, they probably should have scored 12 goals, but Harry Maguire blocked like 5 of them. So like Harry's been incredible for us. He's been a backbone for our team, which we wouldn't have said last season. If he was playing last season, we were crying because he was going to cost us every moment of the game. But the bad things, and every team has this, but our injuries have cost us a lot. We've had to play players out of position and players that we don't want to play.
Johnny Evans.
Yeah, like Johnny Evans was never supposed to sign to our team, but we had to emergency sign him because our center backs all got injured. So injuries have cost us, and players that have come back from injury just get injured right away again. And I know Chelsea feel that pain because they're injury FC too, but injuries have cost us dearly. We've had a lot of bad defensive errors. Onana not at his best this year. He was so good for Inter Milan, but I think we've talked about it, maybe on the pod, maybe off the pod, but like
he's the Darwin Nunez of goalkeepers.
Yeah, I saw that meme. But he didn't have to face as much pressure in Inter Milan that he has now. Like, and I think not to say this is like a brag because it's Manchester United, but like putting on that jersey, like it puts the world on your shoulders. Like we saw when De Gea made multiple mistakes last season, we called for his head. Good reasoning because it was time for him to go. But like putting that jersey on just puts a weight of shoulders that he didn't have previously. But other than that, we've made some like boneheaded decisions defensively. We make bad passes, just bad stuff that we do, and we don't track back defensively either. So we're probably the easiest team to counterattack, and we're a top 6 club. So that's really bad. And we can't score goals. Like we had 20, 25 shots against Chelsea. We scored 2 goals. Like we've got to be.
And it was Scott McTominay.
Yeah, it was Scott McTominay at the double. Yeah. So we've got to be putting goals away. Our last team we're gonna talk about is Aston Villa. They've had a lot of good, like from a team that finished in 7th last season. They're in the Conference League, and now they're in 3rd. Unai Emery is showing Poch and Ten Hag how to manage a club properly. Didn't need to make flashy signings. He made couple big signings in Pau Torres and Moussa Diaby, but even Moussa Diaby's been on the bench recently. Unai Emery's just kind of oozing class as well, just kind of taking this team and just transforming it into a new team. Oli Watkins has 6 goals and 5 assists this year. Unheard of for a striker of him to have a lot of assists. Everyone gets involved. John McGinn scores pretty much every game now. I feel like he's the one that scored against you guys, AJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, John McGinn, legendary Scottish king. Their home form is incredible. They have not lost in 15 games at home. And our last point is just good evening. That's all. That's all the good that they have. They have a good evening every
Was
night.
it McGinn? I thought McGinn assisted that.
No,
No,
Leon
he
Bailey
scored.
assisted it.
Yeah.
Leon Bailey's been in hot form for them.
Yeah.
Their bad things. There's only 2 bad things that we've seen from Villa this year. One, their away form isn't great. They lost a lot of games away. They lost to Forest away. They lost to Newcastle 5-1 away. Like there have been some away games that like away just hasn't been good for them, and for most teams it's not good. But their away form has to step up if they want to keep competing. And the last point, and I think it's the biggest point, is can this squad keep it up all season? It's not like they have the depth levels of Chelsea or Arsenal or Man City. Like they have their 11 guys and 5 other guys that come off the bench. Can their squad of 17-ish players stay strong all season long?
Leicester season question mark.
We'll see. We'll see just because they are in a European competition and they are still in
And
EFL and
they're
are
running
still in
well.
FA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we'll see how it progresses on the season when the schedule still gets more muddied up and like there's postponed games and there's
Yeah, and
all that
they're
stuff.
playing 2 to 3 games a week every week.
Yeah.
Like we did last season. We played 65 games last season, which is absolutely
I
unheard of.
I like Villa. I think they have a really good chance to finish top 4.
Mhm.
Everybody talking about them winning the league. It might be a little bit of a stretch.
Hey,
Top four is definitely in your sights though.
Leicester repeat. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. And if for all of you
Aston
crazy
Villa
people,
fans.
a $40 bet wins you like $500 if you bet on Aston Villa to win the league right now. All right, let's transition to our final segment of the day. We're gonna do our fantasy roundup.
No reason to talk about it.
Hey, there's always a reason to talk about it because we have fantasy basketball. Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
bad.
what we're here to talk
1 and
about.
6 in fantasy basketball.
AJ, you're 1 and 6 now in fantasy basketball. Why don't you just, talk us through your feelings in fantasy this right now? Keep it quick though. Keep it quick.
Yeah, I know. It's whatever, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired of the losing.
Well,
I'm
maybe you
tired
should
of
set your lineup every week.
I do set my lineup.
I roll from the peanut gallery in the back.
It's
No,
whatever.
Yeah, you're
It's
1
my
and
first
6.
season.
Yeah, that's fine. You haven't set your lineup yet this week though, so let's just. Oh, you
Yeah, I
did.
have.
You now have 51 players playing with a max of 32 players.
Literally, the stupid rest of scoring period button.
You have to
makes me
do that though,
upset.
because then we don't
AJ,
have to go through every day to put players
I
back
don't know
in.
how many times I have to explain this to you, and I don't feel like I want to do it on the
No,
podcast.
say it on the podcast.
I have told you the rest of scoring button will put and fill up every possible game lineup that you can possibly have.
Yes.
That's what it does. That is
Right.
why you have almost 50 games.
Yeah.
That's
Okay?
51.
What it doesn't do is it doesn't do the work for you and make you have the 32 game limit that is in our league. So,
Be nice if
like
it did though, huh?
like I said, it will fill up in your lineups. Then you have to go through and take out players, bums that you don't want playing,
Okay.
like Patrick Beverly,
Uh-huh.
like
Although you should have started him
Braun,
tonight, Josh.
stuff like that, dude. All
Hey,
right.
did have a really good game tonight.
So then you need to trim down there. All right.
All right.
You get it?
Yeah.
All right, Josh, fantasy basketball. Well, let's talk fantasy
I'm
basketball
6
for
and 1.
you. You lost last week?
I did lose.
The
I lost
juggernaut
because
falls.
Jokic had a bad game and only had 50 fantasy points.
Oh,
Yeah,
darn. I wish my players
shocker.
had a bad night of 50
Yeah.
fantasy
It's
points.
just the tournament kind of screwed me over, to be honest. I
Yeah,
only
you
had
didn't have anybody players.
I only had 2
No.
games or 2
Yeah.
weeks or 2 days. So I didn't get to like really stretch out my roster there. But
That's
that's
fair.
okay. Losses happen.
Yeah. All right, I'm
Football.
3 and
Are
4
we
in
talking just
fantasy basketball.
we're talking just basketball right now?
Yeah, I'm 3 and 4 in fantasy basketball. Not great, not bad. We'll hope for the best. All right. Now we can talk fantasy football.
Okay.
I know you and Adrian are in the loser bowl in our league.
Both.
Yeah.
Well,
Both.
is it official that you're in the loser bowl?
Oh
and
yeah,
Efren's
dude.
in too?
I'm definitely in the
Okay.
loser bowl.
Currently Currently,
I'm in the
I
loser
have a
bowl.
chance. I still have a chance to make it to the next round of the playoffs because Tyreek Hill is back in the game. It only took 30 minutes for him to come
No.
back, but he's
Wait, you're really
back.
close, Chris.
I know I'm
Yeah.
close. Okay, Tyreek came back, and I'm having a heart attack.
One whole quarter.
Yeah, I
One whole
know. We got to
quarter.
wrap this up so I
Uh,
can finish the game. But here, so there's a possibility I have a 33% chance corner sleeper. But if Tyreek Hill scores a lot of points for me, gets a touchdown, I think I can win.
And Jordan Love stays quiet.
Yeah, knock on wood because they're in the red zone right now.
Red zone.
But so I'll move on hopefully into the second round. If not, it's whatever. I had told our youth pastor at church on Sunday that I just want to watch football stress free again because I'm sick and tired of being on my phone checking my sleeper every 5 seconds to see if my player actually caught a pass or something. In Efron's league, I got absolutely waxed by AJ this week, bro. AJ's the worst team in the league, man. Like my team's
am I the worst?
Yes, officially. Like the guy
Oh,
above you
okay.
is 2 games ahead of you.
Bro.
So you're gonna be in the loser bowl.
No,
Like my
AJ's not
team's
even
so
in the
bad.
loser bowl.
Wait, is he not?
I'm the worst.
There's too many players.
Wait, yeah, he is. He's played
sure?
2024 winner. Dude,
Oh,
there's so many
okay.
people in the freaking loser bowl right now in this league.
Oh, jeez.
This league
Wait,
doesn't make sense, bro. There's 7 players in the playoffs and 11
Yeah.
players in the loser bowl, or 9 players in the loser bowl.
Loser bowl?
This is a 16-team league.
Loser bowl is better, bro.
Clearly. So that's where we are in fantasy football. We're making do with what we got here. So Tyreek Hill just got a 25-yard pass. I'm now in the lead. I have a big chance to win now. So
Huge.
maybe on Thursday when you're seeing this podcast, I will hopefully have won. If not, the Lord works in mysterious ways. I have the highest scoring fantasy football team. I'm gonna get knocked out in the first round. So hey, we take what we got. All right, well, that'll wrap up episode 21. AJ, the podcast land has asked us in our DMs
Okay.
wise words of wisdom from you this week to wrap up our pod. So why don't you outro us with some words of wisdom?
Don't get eliminated.
All right. Well, you heard it
Okay.
here first.
Would you like the other one?
Yeah, want some
No.
more. We're fiending for more.
Love is trash.
Yeah, love is, as Mahatma Gandhi once said, love is trash. Girls want cash.
All right. Well, with that, episode 21's a wrap from ZBK podcast. It's been fun. We will see you all next week. Peace.